I think this is a really difficult one, push or pivot, because it's very much a like personal decision. But there are two common symptoms, which is you're not making as much as you once were, which I've seen, and you're having increased competition. Those are two things where I'm like, people start thinking, should I continue? Should I do something else? Or like, should I keep doing what I'm doing, or do I need to evolve? So there are two things, right, about pushing and push and pivot, which I've noticed is, number one, did you have a clear acquisition channel in the first place? Could you control your customers? I've noticed people on marketplaces tend to have this problem the most because they don't have a clear way of getting their own customers. Like, it's all down to an algorithm. So they might have a slightly learned process, but they don't document it really well. So I think that's where you'll feel it the most. And when other marketplaces get introduced, because all marketplaces are doing is they're running paid ads to get the traffic in. That's what they're doing, and they're just doing a skill you can't do. And also that the other thing is they're outpaying you as well, right? They're willing to wait 12 months and not get paid, so it ruins the whole market. So it's really hard for you to go on. So what I would say is like, number one, did you have this very clear of who you're going for, product and all this stuff? Because sometimes when you start, especially in the marketplace, you'll just make a business and you're like, oh, I'm serving 10 different people. I don't really know what I'm doing. Go back to the fundamentals. If you're trying to sell premium, right, and then you're on a discount marketplace, it's not going to work. So what are you trying to build? And it's the product, like the products that you're getting, is it suited for that? Like products that might work on one marketplace may not work on another. Is there a way to get those details? So yeah, that's what I would say. Now, maybe what could have happened is your channel, like the way you are advertising as well, is getting more expensive. You need to improve the core product. You need to evolve the product. You need to see, does it work? We've seen this with events companies, right? Because a lot of events companies, they rely on paid ads. So when that doesn't work, or it stops working because it gets expensive year on year, they need to evolve. They need to make either the infrastructure better, they need to offer more, they need to make the LTV better, but they don't. Some of them have really bad products, and then obviously it ruins their reputation. So there's a lot of things you need to look at and say, right, like what has changed? And then obviously next thing is what has fundamentally changed as well, right? Is there a new technology that gives you a reason to probably like push out of the market? Has the market moved? Sometimes buyers move to different parts. You know, a Google Ads buyer is different to a TikTok buyer, which is different to a Meta buyer or Instagram buyer. And you need to ask yourself, was your business fragile? Was there things that like, you know, had to be true? Like there was a business I was working with, he was running on 5% margins at 100K a month. It's like, obviously you're running at 5% margins. Like you're just trying to pump out as many things as possible. It's a very fragile business. Objectively, has your competitor got a better product than you? You need to look at that and say, yeah or no kind of thing. Is my marketing channel getting saturated? Is the market shrinking? And ultimately what comes down to like, what is your long-term goal, right? So for me, when I was figuring out this thing, obviously I'm Muslim, so like I wrote down everything. I was like, what are the minimum things I need to be happy? Which was number one, get close to God. Number two, be really fit and have a six-pack. That's what I'm working on. Number three, have nice food. That's what I cared about, so I was working on that. Number four, surround myself with people who would push me and I push them, so forth. And number five, have a business which impacts people and makes a lot of money as well. Ultimately, that's what we all want. And then when I wrote down the minimum things I needed, I was like, right, okay. And with all experience I've got, what can I do? And then I was like, for me, online education and then growth partnership is like where I want to be. And I want to be in this thing the next 20 years. And I know that with my skills, I could do really well here. I pivot everything and change the agency model. What I do is look at if you're not religious, spirituality, look at your spirituality, your health, your relationships, and your business. Like, what are those four things? And that should help you push or pivot through these things.